I'm Greg Tupper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week in Crootin. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowerScout. See his fine work at texasfootball.com/recruiting. And, of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express, clucking good taste, no time to waste. Chicken Express.
I love fried chicken.
I do, too.
I really do. It's great. It's delicious. And Chicken Express does it the best. But I don't think, yeah, you win. You win the day.
It's This Week in Recruiting. Let's get to the latest news and notes from across the state. Can I just tell you this? The thing that the only compliment VNA ever pays me.
Oh God.
Is she will occasionally come to me if I say something hilarious. She will say, "You're funny today." So my goal every day is just for VNA to declare me funny today.
Well, you had me quiet about Chicken Express.
That's true.
Usually I'm coming out guns blazing on chicken. I just didn't
count it.
I was like, yeah.
It's This Week in Recruiting. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise, let's go to North Forney to talk about their senior 2026 offensive tackle, Marcus Page Jr., who was really, really impressive at the North Forney spring game. Picked up an offer from Baylor, who was in attendance. He's already got offers from places like Houston, UTSA, and Texas State. If you saw that basketball highlight,
that was great.
6'7", 290 pounds. Ball don't lie, and this is a large child who is starting to turn some heads in the recruiting.
You're watching basketball highlights of Marcus Page because guess what? He has these offers. He hasn't played varsity football yet.
What?
Yeah, he's going to be coming on to North. They got him off the hardwood, walk into North Forney spring game, and you're like, who's this 6'7", he's already been getting some offers.
Sure.
But who's this 6'7", 290-pound monster? Well, that's Marcus Page Jr., of course, Greg. And he's a freak show. And you're starting to see his recruitment pop off a little bit. And I'm he's must-watch TV, right? If you're wanting to go to see...
He's quick on his feet.
Yeah, if you're wanting to go see a sleeper prospect in
look at that.
Texas high school football.
Dream shake.
Go check out Legend Bay and Ryan Deuce Gilbert and Bryson Thrower. And while you're at it, check out that offensive front that features Marcus Page because you won't find too many that are built like him that aren't like...
Do you realize how impressive you have to be to have zero varsity game tape?
Yep.
And to get an offer from Baylor? From a Power 4 conference.
Look at him pulling up.
I get it. Absolutely. This guy's got this guy can play basketball, obviously, and the size and what we've seen in the limited action on the spring game is obviously impressive enough. Marcus Page Jr. is very much like a buy stock early situation.
I want to also point out something within this recruitment that I think is important. High-end academics, took his academics serious from day one, well-rounded off of the court and off of the gridiron as well, and that certainly helps it be easier for a college to justify a scholarship at the point that you don't have the tape to go off of.
Let's be real. He has no varsity tape, so if you offer him, it is inherently a risk, right? But I think what you're mentioning is he's gonna take care of his business in the classroom.
Right.
He's gonna take care of his business in the community. Right? He's got his head screwed on straight. Those types of things make you, I think, allow coaches to say, you know what, this is a risk worth taking because if it hits,
right,
it's gold mine. And if let's just say he's more of a project than people think he is. Okay, well, at least he's a good locker room guy. At least he's not going to be causing trouble within the program.
He's going to take care of his business in the classroom. He's going to show up on time. I think all those things are really important because college coaches are nowadays looking for differentiators, right? Like what sets you apart because they're taking a certain percentage less of high school athletes right? I don't know that our numbers say that in Texas. I know that there's a big reason why you should subscribe to Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine is because of the recruiting by the numbers piece, which sheds light on how many players are going from Texas to college. And you'll have to tell us then what that number is. But the way it's phrased now is that the percentages are down nationally.
Yes.
They may not be as down in Texas.
It is down in Texas, about at the same rate as the nation.
Okay.
But your point is well taken. Programs are a little more stingy with their scholarships. And so you're right. You need differentiators. And certainly Marcus Page Jr. has got that differentiator. Another guy who's got differentiators is our commit of the week.
Yes.
Our commit of the week. It came down live during your Rising show.
It was one week ago.
Jermaine Bishop at Willis, the superstar two-way athlete. An athlete is really the only way you could put it. Committed this week to Texas after offers from all over the place, including Oklahoma, USC, Texas A&M. I think there is an argument to be made that Jermaine Bishop is one of the very best receivers in this class and also one of the very best defensive backs in this class. That's not even to mention what he does on special teams.
Right.
He's an electrifying playmaker.
Yeah, he's one of the most fun players I've watched in Texas high school football of all time.
Wow.
I don't know where to put him in those rankings categorically, but Kyler Murray's certainly on that list, right? Like, he was so fun to watch in high school. Well, Jermaine Bishop brings some of those same qualities that Kyler brought to the table, albeit at completely different positions. He's a guy who, I mean, he doesn't even have to get hit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he can just evade tackles at the high school level and not take shots. But he has a dog mentality, especially on the defensive side of the ball where you see it, that he plays with reckless abandon. So he has the best of both worlds, right? Like, he's fast enough and quick enough where he don't have to take the shots, but he's mean enough that he wants to deliver them.
Right.
And I guess that's a fun way to describe Jermaine Bishop, because he can quite frankly do anything on a football field. I think as he enters college, he'll concentrate first in the secondary, get his skills shored up and translate his game to that level at that position, then work in on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's a good plan for Jermaine Bishop's trajectory as he goes into Texas. And guess what? Texas doubled down this week with another secondary commitment from Yaheem Riley, who's one of the top safeties in the entire country. So, I mean, Texas had a pretty good week in recruiting, especially as it relates to the defensive secondary.
He's a remarkable playmaker. Ashley Pickle and I got to call his game against DeSoto.
Fun.
And he's just, I mean, he just pops off the screen at you.
Like, he's one you go watch. Like, go watch him. If you love football, here's a chance to watch, like, I'm a Reds fan, so I'm going to say, like, here's a chance to watch Ellie De La Cruz.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A young Ellie De La Cruz. You know,
singing my song here,
okay.
buddy. Yeah. You know how I feel about Ellie De La Cruz, and I feel similarly. I think you're right. He's a box office attraction.
Right.
Like, even if you're not a Willis fan, even if you're not a Texas fan, you just want to see, like, one of the most electrifying Texas high school football players we've seen in quite some time. Here you go.
By comparison, Willis is way better than the Cincinnati Reds, though.
Very true.
Just saying. So you're probably going to go watch them win a game.
Let's get to our underclassmen of the week. Our underclass of the week. We're going to Killeen Harker Heights to talk about their 2027 quarterback, Hudson Humble.
Yep.
Okay. Coach's kid, correct?
Yes, he is.
Coach's kid.
Coach's kid.
He helped Harker Heights qualify for the state 7-on-7 tournament at the Allen SQT. He was really exceptional and added an offer from Lamar. This is an under the radar. This would have been a guy who in about a year, if Lamar hadn't gotten in on it, might have qualified for Here's a Guy.
For sure.
For Carter Yates. But this guy, you turn on the tape, and as a sophomore, I thought he really showed out for Harker Heights.
I'm really impressed with Hudson Humble. And one of the things that I loved to watch so much in the 7-on-7 setting was the way that he could control the tempo. He's a high IQ guy, right? He understood when to put his foot down on the gas and press, and he understood the time without – a lot of times in 7-on-7 you see people yelling in, right?
Yes.
Watch the clock,
Yeah.
got to get the first – you don't have to say that to him. He knows. And that was glaringly apparent watching him operate within the offense. Then I came home on Saturday after the 7-on-7, put this tape on right here that everybody's watching right now, and I thought, whoa, this is a dude. Like he can spin it. Like he was spinning it well in the 7-on-7, but in that setting, I was just more impressed with his sharpness. I usually say surgical.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it was the tempo, more of the tempo.
Oh yeah.
Here.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Because surgical implies there's a methodical pace to it. This is a guy who was making those throws and making these plays.
It was like boom, boom, boom,
in
3 plays, back off, let's get something going. Boom, boom, boom. And it was just like a clinic on how to run a 7-on-7 offense. And that obviously translated onto the tape right here. Harker Heights did well in the 7-on-7 last year. I think they went into the consolation. Did they win?
I think
they won the consolation.
Maybe in the final, yeah.
Or went to the final. And then you saw this on. So you do see some of these skills in the 7-on-7 setting translate to the gridiron. But got to tip our cap to Hudson Humble for something else.
Oh, yeah.
And that's for his giant bass fishing trophy. Scrolling through the social media, amazing.
You sent me this photo of him with this bass. The bass is look at this thing.
Crazy.
Hudson Humble, by the way, is 6 feet tall. Okay? That's not some tiny child who's holding this average size fish. That is a huge bass.
Hey, you know what? It was probably a great day when he got his first scholarship offer from Lamar, right? Like, that's probably a great day.
Yes.
Catching this bass has to be up there with it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not. I love seeing the photo. What a great day he had probably reeling that thing in.
Let me ask you a question. Because we mentioned this. He's coached kids. Mark Humble is his head coach is the
check them out on Texan Live.
Yes. What was a prouder moment for him? The Lamar offer or the bass?
I don't know, man. I think
that's gonna be
that 2,986 yards.
Yeah.
Last season.
Pretty good.
Coach, you got to pick one. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I know spending a day fishing with your boy has got to rank pretty high.
Absolutely.
But getting a first scholarship offer from, I don't know. I guess.
Boy, here's the great news. He doesn't have to choose.
Yeah.
he got to see them both.
Yep.
One guy who never has to choose. It's Greg Powers, our director of recruiting. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScouts. See his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. Thanks, Powers.
You're welcome.